At Sierra, discover top workout gear at incredible prices, which might lead to another discovery. Your headphones haven't been connected this whole time. Awkward. Discover top brands at unexpectedly low prices. Sierra, let's get moving.
And welcome to a new episode of The Simpsons Did It. I'm your host, Steven Skolansky.
And I'm your co-host, Robert Skolansky. And Steve, before we start this episode, I'd just like to thank the Lord for this beautiful opportunity.
Hey, God has no wall, no place within this podcast.
Darn it.
But that's okay. We can thank him anyways, because guess what this week is?
Well, I know the week we're recording is the opening season of baseball.
No. This is episode number 100. We made it.
Those are my fireworks.
Those are your fireworks. Fireworks are going off in our house. My house is now burning down because you're not supposed to light fireworks indoors. But yes.
Wait, you're not?
No.
Oh.
But yes, we have made it to episode 100 of The Simpsons Did It.
And we only have 660 more to go.
That's it. Yeah, we only have that many more to go. It was, I would say this is a milestone. Maybe,
absolutely.
Maybe 138 will be a better milestone.
Another Simpsons clip show?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I know in season 6 there's a clip show and then there's another clip show.
Yes, there's just so many. But yes, we made it to 100, and we wouldn't have done it without all of our wonderful, wonderful fans out there.
Yes,
and to show how much we appreciate you, we're going to do a giveaway.
Yes.
So stay tuned. Make sure you follow us on our Facebook, The Simpsons Did It Podcast, Instagram, The Simpsons Did It Pod. And we're going to post how to win this prize. It's going to be very simple. It's going to be very simple. Basically, you're going to like the photo. You're going to tag a few friends. And boom, you're entered, and you can win. We have the prize picked out. Yes. It's going to be amazing. So we look forward to all of our fans, saying that they want it and fighting over us, because that's what people do. They're going to fight over this thing because it's Simpson related.
Yes.
So this week, why don't you tell us what episode 100 is?
It's season 5, episode 19, Sweet Seymour Skinner's Baadasssss song. And that title is a reference to the 1971 film Sweetback's Badass Song.
Never heard of it.
Well, it's 1971. I wouldn't expect either one of us to get the reference.
Yeah.
The air date of this episode.
But Skinner doesn't even sing a song.
Yeah, but it's his badass. I don't know.
Where's he singing? He's not even singing a song.
Do we even know this movie has any singing in it?
It's about a badass song. You would think there'd be singing.
Maybe not.
Unbelievable.
Air date for this episode, April 28th, 1994. We have 2 episodes left in season 5, if I remember correctly. 3.
It goes to 22.
22. God darn it, Simpsons, get your numbers consistent.
Nope, that's not how Simpsons work.
So the recap for this episode. When Principal Skinner loses his job, Ned Flanders replaces him, and Skinner returns to the army. And I'd like to point out that they spelled principal wrong in the recap. They spelled it principal as in somebody has principles. Like this is a principal, P-L-E. The correct spelling Disney Plus is P-R-I-N-C-I-P-A-L.
I didn't notice that. Mostly because I didn't care.
I care.
Apparently you cared. Most people wouldn't care.
I'm kind of a grammar snob. But yes, principal pal. Chalkboard this week. I love this chalkboard.
What, do you put the pal back in principal?
I'm going to put the super back in superintendent. Crickets. We'll get to that. Chalkboard gag this week. You know what? Screw you, Bart Simpson. I will not celebrate meaningless milestones.
Yep. And obviously there was, they knew it was episode 100. And it's funny because you know how many shows out there put their heart and soul into 100. They say,
Yeah.
you know, during their trailers, they're like, oh, stay tuned, episode 100, it's going to be amazing. We're going to have a blockbuster episode because it's episode 100.
And the Simpsons were just like...
Yeah, we knew. Well, that's what they knew. They knew they were going to be inside the 700s.
I feel like once they got up to like... I think they did something for 500.
Well, they did something for 300.
Did they?
And they did something for episode 666.
Well, I mean, I hope that's the Halloween special.
Yes.
Okay. The couch gag this week. The Simpsons sit on the couch as a translucent Fox Station identification logo appears in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. Homer sees it, gets up from the couch, peels it off of the screen, and then stomps on it, and then the rest of the family join him in stomping on it before returning.
Take that, Fox, episode 100.
Also, there's an animation error.
Well, I don't know if it's an animation error.
There's no middle couch cushion.
I mean, they drew the other two couch cushions, so... I mean, maybe it wasn't an animation error. Maybe they specifically drew the couch without the middle cushion.
No, you're going to draw all three cushions.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, are you just saying the artist is lazy?
Yes.
Maybe it's not even an animation error. Maybe the artist is just lazy. He's like, you know what? This week the couch is missing a center cushion. And it's funny because Maggie was hovering over that center cushion.
Yes, she was.
She wasn't really sitting. She looked like she was sitting on it, but not
No.
really sitting. I didn't think cells for the Simpson couch. Each couch cushion got its own cell. I feel like the couch would be its own animation cell.
Well, I mean, you still got to draw it and animate every cushion.
Well, no, it'd still be one cell though. The couch is one cell. You put the Simpsons over that cell.
Yeah, maybe.
That's weird.
Yeah,
That's weird. So now we start the episode off this week with a home video of Marge and Homer, and the song playing during the whole movie is Joe Cocker's with a little help from my friends, and the song was originally done by the Beatles. I guess I don't know who did it for the show, or was it the
Joe
Beatles?
Cocker.
Oh right, duh. And so this intro is also a reference to the Wonder Years.
Yeah, I think it was last episode. Yeah, last episode when the actors were talking to Burns about their parts, and they're kind of talking about how the Simpsons are crass and like comparing it to the Wonder Years.
Yeah.
This is 2 episodes in a row now where like the Simpsons like compare themselves to the Wonder Years.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But we see in the home movie,
Yep.
Homer is washing his car, which is it's his old green one.
Yes.
So I'm trying to think. Bart was obviously born. Was Lisa in the? Yeah, because Bart was going potty.
Yeah. Well,
Was
no,
Lisa
because
in
it's home.
any of the-
Well, it was home video, so I believe that first shot where Homer is washing his car.
Is that at the
They're
Simpson
teens.
house?
Yeah, because the next one, Homer, Marge, and Abe are in the house,
Yeah.
and they're celebrating Homer's birthday. I don't think Bart has been born yet.
You don't. But if they were at the Simpson house, Bart was born because they bought the house because of Bart. They bought the Simpson home because of Bart.
I don't. Maybe they weren't at the Simpson home. Maybe they were at.
I feel like the driveway where he was hosing his car down was.
But they were way too young to have Bart.
You think so? Homer had a beard, man. Homer did have a beard and plus, no, didn't he get pregnant like, or Marge? Didn't Marge get pregnant like pretty much right after high school?
I don't remember the timeline.
It was 19. What year was it? It was 1980.
1906, as Abe would say.
What was it, like 1983 or something crazy? I can't remember.
I don't know.
I can't remember, but I don't know what age was Homer turning. What was his birthday? I don't know.
I don't know.
I wish there was an age on the cake.
There was not.
Yep. And so when Homer, Marge, and Abe are in the kitchen, blowing out the candles, we see that Homer has a book in his hand.
Yep.
And it's a book called Sebastian Cabot's Beard Book. So apparently Homer thought he was going to be a beard junkie or something. Yeah. And maybe style his beard, do like the beehive thing, or do some pretty cool things. But as he was blowing out his birthday candles, his beard caught fire. Has that ever happened to you with your beard?
No, because I don't ever blow a candle. I've never blown out candles since I've gotten a beard. By the way, also on the book, the foreword was written by Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson has a pretty damn good beard.
He does have a really good beard.
He can write a thing or two in a book about beards.
Oh yeah.
And so now we cut to Bart, Lisa, and Marge are watching the whole movie on a film projector.
And for those of our younger listeners, a film projector, they used to have these little canisters and they'd wrap around the film and they'd hook it up, and there was another reel where the film would go, and there would be
you guys probably don't do this in school. We had to do this in school. We had film projectors in school. We watched all of our school movies on film.
Well,
Crazy.
I mean, maybe for you, I think the last couple, like the first few years of elementary school for me, I think by the time I got to middle school, we were on VHS tapes.
Except for our science teacher, Mr. Jazwick, he actually had Laserdisc.
He did have Laserdisc.
Which was pretty dope, mind you. If you guys don't know what Laserdisc, think of like a CD like 5 times the size, and it went in a DVD player 5 times the size. Yeah, it was crazy times, man.
Now, I have a question. Why are they using the fridge to watch the movies?
Because Bart wanted to do it in the kitchen. Simple as that.
Okay.
They could have done it anywhere else, but they wanted to do it in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And so, Bart mentions that it's show and tell, which kids obviously have show and tell.
Yeah.
And Marge asked Bart, how would he like it if 20 years people laughed at what he did?
Oh my God, that is such a great in-joke. Because I kind of wonder, when they made that joke, did they understand? Because this is season...
This is episode 100, man. They knew.
Well, this is season 5.
Yep.
Did this...
At this point, they did. So, up to probably about season 4, they didn't know how long they were going to last. But I think they finally hit their stride in season 5.
But even so, like, I think I would personally, I mean, if I was in this room, I'd probably like, okay, this is funny now. But most TV shows hit a shelf life by, like, season 8. I feel like The Simpsons started to dip in quality by, like, 10 years after this.
Oh, yeah.
Like, season 15. But, like, the writers couldn't have known that 25 years...
Hey, we're still laughing at I'm still laughing at The Simpsons.
It's crazy. I love that joke, though. It's fantastic.
Yep. And so, Bart tells Marge that to have a sense of humor about herself. And the next video is Toddler Bart using the potty saying, I am a big boy today. Which causes Lisa to laugh. And Bart saying he needs to find something else. and so, obviously, Bart, is searching for something new to bring to show and tell. And Marge is like, why don't you bring this potato? It's pretty big. And Bart's like, Mom, you're always trying to give me potatoes. What is with you? And Marge does her famous potato line. I just think they're neat.
Yeah, that's been a pretty big... That was a decently sized meme for a while.
It still is. People are still using that meme. It's a good one. I'll take it.
But instead of a potato, it's like something they find neat.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
And so Bart asks... so Bart tells Lisa he needs something for show and tell. And she tells him to grab a geode.
And he's like...
what?
Just stares at her.
What? Now, in the 90s, we actually went geode hunting.
Well, you did. I never.
Oh, you never went?
I never went.
Yeah, we went. Me and Mom, and I think our grandma went geode hunting.
I never did. And, not that I remember.
We found some. And the funny thing is, we found the full rock. They weren't broken open. They were the full rock. And we were like, how the hell do we break these things open?
Where did you guys go geode hunting?
I don't know. Somewhere in the middle of nowhere, Wisconsin.
Did you go to a cave?
No, it was outside. It was definitely outside. It wasn't physically in a cave.
Oh,
it might have been a cave system, but
I know you had a few. I don't think Mom has them anymore.
No, probably not. But yeah, I think geodes were actually a pretty big thing in the 90s. Like kids really liked sparkly geodes and stuff like that. Yeah. And so Lisa explains to Bart, trying to what it is, and he keeps grabbing the wrong things off her desk. And Bart picks up a trilobite, a piece of petrified wood, and a bran muffin. Come on, Bart. You should know what a bran muffin is. Let's go.
Yeah.
Then Bart leaves our boarding school bus to go to school, and everyone on the school bus has a geode. Apparently.
As you said, it was very popular in the 90s. And I love how Martin greets him, and he's just like, oh, a fellow geodite, or whatever he calls him.
And Bart's like, crap. I can't bring this. And so Bart's like, tells Otto, I'll be right back, dude. And he runs and grabs Santa's little helper.
Yeah.
Which, okay, Santa's little helper is on the front porch,
Yeah.
Eating a newspaper.
Yep.
Normally, he'd be chained up in the back.
Yeah.
So someone would have had to let him outside the front door.
Maybe Homer accidentally did it?
But see, usually Homer goes to the front door, gets the paper, and usually Santa's little helper eats the paper on the inside of the house.
Yeah.
Not on the outside. I don't know what Santa's little helper was doing outside unattended. Because he does have a proclivity to run away.
Yes.
As we know. So, really weird. I think it's really kind of weird that he was...
Or maybe he was chained up and we just didn't see the chain.
No, he was just sitting on the porch. And so Bart grabs him. Yeah. And now we go to Springfield Elementary, where it is show and tell.
Yep.
And we get Nelson at the front of the class with his can in his hand saying the ingredients were, mind you, were.
Well, yeah, because it's open.
Because it's open and probably empty.
Well, I think he just picked it up off the street.
Great. We'll get to it in a second. So fresh pureed tomatoes, water, salt, and sodium benzoate. Used in retard spoilage, where I feel like when Nelson said that, I'm like, he's gonna say some retard line, isn't he? But he never did. I thought they were gonna go there and didn't. Once again, if I'm not mistaken, this can contained tomato paste.
Once again. So this isn't the first time that he's brought in tomato paste.
Nope, because Mrs. Krabappel says, "Thank you, Nelson. I look forward to seeing it again next week." Bart, you're up. So Nelson apparently just keeps this on his shelf, and because he doesn't have anything else in his home to bring for show and tell.
Well, he's poor.
Yes, he is, but I'm sure there's other poor people things he could bring into show and tell.
I mean, I don't know.
And so Bart's up next.
Yep.
Gets up there and is like, "Boys and girls, Mrs. Krabappel, I come before you today to solve a riddle that's plagued mankind for centuries. What has 4 legs and ticks?" And Bill House is like, "A walking clock?" And Nelson's like, "A walking clock." And Martin's like, "I wager he has some variety of walking clock in that box." And Krabappel's like, "Bart, is it a walking clock?" "Huh? What? No, it's my dog."
Oh, God, I love that. Now, is there anything, because obviously we did show and tell as kids. I don't really remember bringing anything in. Do you?
No. I mean, I'm obviously
especially in like 4th grade. I do remember we were learning like how to write checks or something.
But that wasn't show and tell. That was bringing stuff in for people to buy.
But that was 4th grade. That was
4th grade, yeah. But that wasn't show and tell.
Yeah.
That was us bringing stuff in for people to buy.
Yeah,
and that's where I got my awesome Magic 8-Ball.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, if anybody has any cool stories of stuff they've brought in for show and tell, we'd love to hear them.
Sure.
I would love to hear them. I like that kind of stuff. So anyways, Edna, wants to feed, Santa's little helper. Because he looks hungry, I guess.
No, she was like, "Good job, Bart. This is an awesome thing. Here, Santa's little helper. Have Martin's
raisin roundies.
No, Krabble's like, "Oh, he's a gem. Here, boy, would you like these cookies Martin made for me?" And she puts the box of cookies on the floor. The dog just wolfs them down, and Martin's like, "My raisin roundies."
Now, by the way, giving raisins to dogs is bad.
Yes.
Don't ever give dogs raisins. I think grapes are okay.
No,
they're not.
Grapes, raisins, anything in that family are not good for dogs.
So I love the fact that Bart, he tells the class about the time the dog broke into the church and drank all the holy water.
He's not going to hell. Or is he going to hell?
I don't know.
He's a holy dog now, right?
Maybe. So, he's done telling the story, and it tells Bart, "Good job." The class all, cheers for him. And I love Millhouse's reaction. "I knew the dog before it came to class." God, I hate those people. I knew that person before they were famous.
Yeah.
Oh, God. And so, it's now Martin's turn to give his presentation.
Oh, man, that would suck to follow that act.
Yeah. And he's got his geode and he goes, boom, kapow, the start of civilization. And then he's interrupted because all the kids want to, play with Santa's little helper.
Well, if I brought a dog to class, people would probably be like, "I just want to pet him."
Yeah. So, Nelson, I love this. Nelson He's like, you got to pet him really hard so he can feel it.
Yeah.
And I think that's been a meme too.
It has been, yes.
So Santa's because he's pet so hard, Santa's little helper sneezes.
So he like stretches his skin back and his head goes back. And Santa's little helper sneezes.
Now, I think dogs sneeze, don't they?
Yeah. My dog sneezes.
Which the reason I bring that up is because one of the twins, Sherry or Terry, says the dog sneezed, which gets a laugh out of Anna. And she goes, he thinks he's people.
Yep.
Except dogs sneeze. Like, it would be one thing if, like, the dog sat in a desk.
But what's really... Okay, so Bob, my dog, whenever he gets happy, his, like, cheek kind of, like, curls up and it looks like he's smiling. But it's not, like, both sides of his lips. It's only just... But when you're staring at him from the one side, it looks like he's smiling. and I told Shay, and he's like, dogs can't smile. I mean, they're happy. They pant. They open up their mouth, pant their tongue, but they can't have their mouths closed and smile. Yeah. And I'm like, no. My dog smiles. So this would be an instance of he thinks he's people because he can smile.
But in this instance, it's a dog sneezing. It happens. And so I love how Willie's watching this whole thing through the window, and he's like,
"Hey, Poochie.
I would so do that if I saw a random dog, like, "Oh, doggy." And so Santa's little helper looks at Willie when he's like, "Oh, doggy," and Willie is happy because look, dogs make people happy.
Yep, absolutely.
Cats can make you happy, but they're little assholes. Let's be realistic here. And then Martin's like, "Excuse me, I need to do my show and tell." Screw you, Martin. There's a dog.
Yeah, everyone else has geodes. You're not the only one that has a geode. This is the only thing that's different out of all the projects.
Well, except for Nelson.
Except for Nelson.
Although he brings it in every week. So.
Exactly, yep.
So Anna's like, all right, show and tell must go on. And she tells Bart he needs to put the dog away. And now the class is really sad because he put the dog away.
Yeah.
That'd be sad. I honestly would just go into the closet with him. And so Bart puts Santa's little helper in a closet. And time kind of passes, and we see him sleeping, the dog sleeping, until he is awoken by an aroma coming through the vent.
Oh, this is good.
And so you see, like, the little smoke trail, and it leads through the vent down into the kitchen, where Lunch Lady Doris is cooking assorted horse parts, now with more testicles.
More testicles means more iron. Oh, my God. Oh,
so terrible.
Do you think there was random shit in our school lunches, or do you think they were pretty clean?
I think they were pretty clean.
Okay.
At least I want to keep the illusion of that. I don't want to think about that.
We had the days that we had Salisbury steak. I can't remember which, was that like Wednesdays or something?
I don't think I ever...
I never ate the Salisbury steak. I didn't know what was in it.
I think Salisbury steak, I usually brought a lunch.
Yes, because I was like, fuck that. I am not having Salisbury steak.
The best lunch was the square pizza.
Pizza day. It's the best day of the week.
And they were square.
Yeah.
They were great. And so, Santa's little helper smells it, and he's able to get the vent door open.
Well, it's Springfield Elementary. It's crap.
And so he goes in the vent, and he, like, apparently you can see in the vent, most vent duct systems, you can't really, they're usually all metal all around. I'm pretty sure. But in Miss Hoover's class, there is an open...
Well, I mean, maybe to let in airflow. Like, you can open up an air vent.
Yeah, it's true. So maybe that, and Santa's little helper stops, and Ralph sees him in the vent.
There's a dog in the vent. Hey, Ralph, remember the time you said Snagglepuss was outside? He was going to the bathroom.
And for any of you who don't know, Snagglepuss was a pink mountain lion cartoon. Hey, Snagglepuss.
It's funny. When he said Snagglepuss, I'm like, okay, Snagglepuss. I originally thought it was Snuffleupagus.
Why did I know you were going there?
For some reason, I could have sworn Ralph said that. But then when I heard him say Snagglepuss, I'm like, oh yeah, it was Snagglepuss. But yeah, it was really weird. I don't know why.
Wasn't Snagglepuss part of the Flintstones universe?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Flintstones, Jetsons, that sort of era. Huckleberry Hound, maybe? Yeah, I think like Huckleberry Hound. I think Snagglepuss is on an episode of Huckleberry Hound.
Okay.
So Skinner, he's on the phone with Superintendent Chalmers, and he's obviously yelling at him. And
oh my God, I love this.
Yeah, about a kid who didn't come to school because it was Yom Kippur.
It sounds made up.
Yom Kippur.
Oh
my God.
I found that hilarious because we never went to school.
I know.
Yom
It's like,
Kippur.
I know the Weinstein's parents are upset, superintendent, but I was sure it was a phony excuse. I mean, it sounds so made up. Yom Kippur? I mean, there was only one Yom Kippur that I remember that I really actually did want to go to school. And it was it was a part of our school where we came up with a civilization. We had like artifacts, we had everything, and we'd all go out to the beach and bury these artifacts and do an excavation. It just so happened that Yom Kippur was on the day of going to the beach.
Like middle school?
Middle school, like 7th or 8th grade, one of those two.
I never did anything like that in middle school.
Yeah. And so, God, I was so upset. I was upset. Like, I'm sitting in services. Yeah. Like, God, all my friends are going to discover all the things because I still had to do the bottom line was I still had to do the project.
That sucks.
So someone else buried my shit on the beach for someone else to excavate.
Oh, you know what? I did that in Boy Scouts. I did something similar to that in Boy Scouts.
So yeah, it was very upsetting.
I don't remember really missing school for Yom Kippur for like a day where I wanted to actually be there. Because I think I was just excited to not have to go to school. Yeah.
And so we see in the shot of Skinner, he has like sweat stains on his armpits.
He's talking to Superintendent
Dude,
Miller.
He's sweating it out, man. Yeah. And so now we hear the kids running around in the school because there's obviously a dog in the air ducts, which, Willie comes in and tells Skinner, hey, there's a dog in the air ducts. And he's like, Willie, go to the vent and get him. What? Have ye gone where, you bastard? I can't fit in we vent, ye croquet playin' mint muncher. And Skinner's like, grease yourself up and go in, you guff-speaking work slacker. Ooh, good comeback.
So, and I think before all this, before that interaction between Skinner and Willie, Skinner goes over the intercom and announces to the school, tell the kids to stay calm. There's a dog. And you cut to Edna's class, and all the kids like start freaking out. But here's the thing. Bart should have known to check the closet to see if Santa's little helper was there.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I feel like at least somebody in that classroom, whether it be Martin, Nelson, Cherry Terry, Millhouse, any of those kids, even Edna would go, well, I had a dog in here for show and tell. He was in the closet. Oh,
apparently now he's gone.
Now maybe that's the dog in it. Like, I feel like even a teacher would go, well, there was a dog here. He was in the closet. Let me make sure he's still there.
And then I like how Skinner's in his office. He opens up his vent in his office, sticks his head in. Santa's little helper licks his face. It was good. And so Willie goes to Lunch Lady Doris, and she's like, Lunch Lady Doris, have ya any grease? Yes, we do. And Willie tears off his shirt. Then grease me up, woman. Okie dokie. She's like, all right, cool. Dude, I got nothing better going on. I got my horse testicle slop already ready to go, man. I'm not busy.
I love these next few scenes because they're all references to different alien movies.
Yeah, so Willie's in the vent going after the dog, and it's seen running, it goes, and then behind him,
yeah, that's a reference to Alien.
Yep. And then, so now we go to a monitor. I don't understand why they would have a ventilation system monitor.
Well, you got to make sure there's no blockages.
Or mice.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we see the little beeping, and we see obviously Willie kind of just hanging out in a singular spot. Yeah. And we see the beep, 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 beep. Oh my God, he's right on top of him. And then we see Santa's little helper licking his feet. And Willie starts to laugh because, hey, it was his fault he got greased up. I mean, it tastes good. Yeah. And so kids start throwing books and shit at the vent. And
why would you do that? Ow. There's a dog in there.
He's like, ow, 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 oh. And then, so the dog apparently just runs away, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Right? And, Skinner tells everyone, okay, kids, go back to your classrooms. It's like when I get upset, I start getting the hiccups. Oh, there they are.
And everybody laughs.
And everyone laughs at him. And so Santa's little helper obviously runs away after licking Willie, and Willie does this kind of like weird, like catching up thing. Like obviously he's greased up. He learned.
Like think of a werewolf.
Yeah.
Like a werewolf run. Because
Yep.
they use both their hands and their feet.
Yep. And he gets going, catches them. And then we realize that now they're in the upper vent of the gym.
Yes.
So I didn't realize the gym was that. Is this our first appearance of the gym?
I feel like it is.
I feel like I don't think there's been anything gym related yet.
Yeah, I feel like this is the first instance of seeing the gym.
Nice. And they have this awesome scoreboard.
Yep. Not anymore.
Not anymore. So Skinner tells, So after Willie catches the thing, we see the thing kind of break, the vent kind of break down, and then we cut to a ladder, fire department, all trying to help save Willie. And the fire guy goes up the ladder and then falls over.
So it's leaning up against the scoreboard, and
Yes.
because of the extra weight from the ladder leaning on the scoreboard, it knocks the scoreboard over. Dude falls off the ladder, and then the ladder crashes through a window.
Yeah. God. Horrible.
But
Jim.
you've skipped ahead just a little bit because as you said, we see the firefighters and cops showing up.
Yep.
And then Wiggum walks in, and Eddie and Lou are just shooting a basketball.
Yeah.
You boys are doing a fine job.
Fine job. And then Superintendent Chalmers starts walking up to the school. Wasn't it like Ender's like, uh-oh, someone's in trouble.
Something like that. Skinner, which I believe is the first time we hear that.
I think that's our first Skinner.
Yep. And so Skinner tells Chalmers he has everything under control, except he doesn't because the ladder knocks over the scoreboard
Yes.
and the ladder crashes through the window. And Chalmers is like, I've had enough of this school with its low test scores and its ugly, ugly children.
Oh my God. He is a horrible superintendent.
I mean, have you seen Springfield? It's just full of horrible people outside of the Flanders.
I'm not ugly. I wouldn't call anyone in the Simpsons family ugly, right?
And so Chalmers is yelling at Skinner, and just as he's about to fire Skinner, Santa's little helper falls from the vent into Chalmers' arms, and he gives him a little, the little dog face, and Chalmers like, "Aw, I can't fire you," after seeing the dog, but then Willie also falls up. Make way for Willie! And he
said, make way for Willie, you uploaded gas bag!
And he lands on Chalmers. And so Chalmers is like, Skinner, you're fired. And then Skinner's like,
sorry? Did you just call me a liar?
No, I said you were fired.
Oh, that's much worse.
Why would he hear liar? Or was he just trying to deflect?
Dude, he has the hiccups, man. He has no idea what's going on.
So now that's that scene. We cut to the family eating, I'm assuming breakfast. It looks like they're eating oatmeal.
Maybe.
I mean...
Were they in the kitchen?
Yeah, they were in the kitchen.
Okay, so probably breakfast.
And Bart, Bart's like, I feel bad for Skinner. And Lisa's like, it's the guilt for the stunt that got Skinner fired. Except it wasn't really Bart's fault.
I would say it's more Edna's fault.
Yeah.
She made Bart put him in the closet.
Yeah.
Had he not gone in the closet, he wouldn't have gone in the vent. And if he hadn't gone in the vent, Willie would have had to go after him.
Yeah, I mean, I would maybe say 5% Bart's fault because he did bring the dog to school.
But the good news is, unlike most pranks that Bart does, he gets suspended.
Yeah.
Or expelled.
This wasn't a prank, though. He brought a thing.
It wasn't really a prank.
He brought a thing to show and tell him that thing
Although
escaped.
you can feel bad because he did bring it. You can feel bad for that.
And so Bart's like, I have this hot, weird feeling on the back of my head. But, and Lisa's like, well, that's your guilt. But it's not. He's actually getting bitten by a spider.
A radioactive spider?
No.
Oh, that's not his origin story of Bartman?
No.
Oh, I thought that was his origin story of Bartman.
No.
He got bitten by a radioactive spider and became Bartman.
No, he's Batman. The reference is Batman.
Hey, Spider-Man ends in man.
Oh my God. So Homer decides to stop the conversation. to ask, oh wait, you guys got out of school early today? All because Bart brought the dog to school? And Bart's like, yeah, but... And then Homer's like, grabs the dog. I'm off to work. Maybe I can get home early. It was like, wait, you're already... So
it must have been breakfast because
it must have been the next day.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because I was like, well, Homer's already at home, but he's going back to work.
But if you're saying they were eating breakfast, that would be the beginning of the day.
But we don't know if they're eating breakfast. That's the thing. I'm assuming it's the next day because we had the commercial break after that. So, okay. So then Marge stops Homer from taking the dog because she's like, well, the dog's already had enough excitement.
Yeah, that's a pretty lot of, I mean, Bob gets, really excited going out and doing stuff.
But you wouldn't bring him out the next day?
I've sometimes had. Like, I'll bring my dog to work. Like, when we had construction on our house, I brought him to work every day. Yeah. He always had a good time. He enjoyed it.
So I'm not 100% sure if this is the same day or not. I'm a little flimsy on the timing here. And Homer's like, fine. And he, like, walks off screen. But he walks back on with Maggie. And Marge is like, no. She takes Maggie.
Maggie would get in trouble, too.
Oh, yeah. And so now we cut to the outside of the school, which, by the way, the sign on the outside of the school is all blue, but it's supposed to be yellow and blue.
Oh. Didn't notice that.
Yeah. And so now we see Chalmers holding his school assembly because he's got to, announce a replacement principal.
Yep.
And we get Leopold.
Yep. And he's like, all right, you little punks, pick up your freaking ears because I'm only going to say this once. From now on, things are going to be very, very different around here with a new principal, Ned Flanders.
Yeah, I love how, he sounds so threatening.
But everyone thought he was going to be the new principal.
Yeah. And so now we get Ned. I have a question. Doesn't he run the Leftorium?
Yeah, they haven't shut it down yet.
Yeah. Is this kind of like Homer, where he gets a new job, but he still gets to go back to the power plant?
Yeah.
Okay, instead of here, Ned gets to go back.
Well, he's a part-time principal. I'm sure, okay, look. Although Ned owns the store.
So does Maude run it during the day?
See, that's what I'm thinking. It's a family business. I think, well, remember when the Leftorium episode where Maude was helping out at the shop? Oh, that's true, yeah. I feel like Maude could take over, because Maude's like, okay, Flanders, go do something, nice.
Yeah.
And help the kids.
So we learned the reason Ned got the new principal job is because he's the chairman of the PTA.
So he knows about kids, sort of.
Kind of.
I mean, it's called the Parent-Teacher Association, so...
Yeah, but I think to actually become a real principal, you have to have a lot of schooling and a lot of experience. Oh, yes,
absolutely.
So, them naming just the head of the PTA as principal... Obviously, as we'll see in the episode, as the episode goes on, why that was a bad idea.
Yes. And so Ned makes a joke about putting the pal back in principal, which makes all the kids laugh. And then Chalmers stands up and is like, well, I'll put the super back in superintendent.
Crickets.
Yep.
Crickets.
So what gives? It's
the same exact joke. Exactly.
Did he say Leopold, or did he say a different name?
No, I don't think he said any. Oh, no, he says Leopold.
Does he say Leopold? What gives?
It's the same joke. Exactly. It's the same joke, just with different words.
Yep. And so Ned said he bets everyone's eager to get back to class, because obviously kids always want to get back to class.
And I love it.
And Edna's ha in the background. Yeah, that was great. And, Ned wants to do a Q&A with everyone, but, no one wants to ask a question. Because, okay, how many, assemblies have we always been in where,
not even that, just meetings or just
it's
random...
like who wants to ask a question?
But then it's like you're at a meeting and you get out, you make it out early, and then you're like, okay, are there any more questions? And that one jerk is like, I have a question.
Yes.
And it's the opposite here, because Kearney tells Jimbo to ask a question.
Ask a question, otherwise you got to go back to class.
Exactly.
And so Jimbo stands up. What's your policy on lunch? Well, I'm going to hopefully put the stew back in student. And all the kids laugh again. And Chalmer gets up all upset because Ned does the joke again. And all the kids,
It's just a damn popularity contest with you kids.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
And so now we cut to the Quickie Mart.
Yep.
And I guess I didn't notice anything about the squishy flavors.
Yes, the squishy flavors, they're not specific actual flavors.
But did we see that a couple episodes?
We have seen
the Quickie
it.
Mart one where the dripping was green,
Yeah.
but the logo was
But
red.
the flavors here are red and green.
Yeah.
What does red and green taste like?
Strawberry and lime.
But that's not what the flavors are. The flavors are red.
Strawberry and lime.
But the flavors are red.
Strawberry and lime.
Well, there is stuff that tastes like colors.
Yes. Purple. And so Bart and Milhouse are making a huge ice cream cone, and Pooh's like, "You're making short work of my self-serve.
You're making a mockery
of my self-serve ice cream. Hey man, if you're gonna allow me to make my own ice cream cone, you better believe I'm putting as much on top of a cone as I possibly can."
And then I love when they see Skinner, all the ice cream just
falls over. Yep. So and Milhouse like, "Bart, look, it's Principal Skinner, and I think he's gone crazy. He's not wearing a suit or tie or anything."
Dude, it's always so weird to see teachers outside of school.
Dude, our mom, she'll call me like every once in a while. I was like, I saw
yeah.
your such and such teacher at the grocery store today. And I'm like, who cares? No one cares. You care, apparently. I don't care.
Well, I'm saying when we were kids, if you ever saw a teacher out, it was always really weird.
I'm trying to remember if I ever saw any teachers out.
I think I had, as an adult, I definitely have here and there. But I feel like as a kid, you only see your teachers as your teachers and not real people.
Yeah.
So to see them out in the real world, it's like, wait, why are you here and not at school?
Wait, you eat? Why are you at this restaurant? You don't eat. You're a teacher. Teachers don't need to eat.
Well, I mean, they can't afford to eat. Anyways.
And so Bart's like, "Principal Skinner, I'm really sorry about my dog getting you fired and biting you and then getting it on with your leg." And Skinner's like, "Well, maybe it was for the best. Now, I finally have time to do what I've always wanted. Write the great American novel. Mine is about a futuristic amusement park where the dinosaurs are brought to life through advanced cloning techniques. I call it Billy and the Clonosaurus."
Boy, why does that sound so familiar to me?
Because
why?
Because 3 years prior to Principal Skinner saying this, Jurassic Park was written in 1990 by Michael Crichton.
Yeah.
And the movie Jurassic Park was done in 1993.
Yeah.
So twice.
Oh my god, I love this next scene where Apu is.
And Apu's starts yelling at Skinner. He's like, "You think you've got the best idea? First you've given him an idea that's already been done. Then you choose a title that no one would possibly enjoy. 3 weeks on the bestsellers list."
I love how it dissolves between Apu, because that shows. I don't know how long Apu was yelling at him, but the dissolves show a passage of time. Oh my god,
that was so good.
Thank you, come again.
Thank you, come again. But I like the fact. I do like that they made, even though the movie Jurassic Park came out in 93.
Yeah.
I'm actually really glad that they referenced it as a book. That's because Pooh said it was on the bestsellers list for such and such time. So I'm actually really good. Really, I'm impressed. I'm glad they went that route, regardless of the fact that the movie literally did just come out.
Yeah,
I'm glad they went with the book. That was because I guess he was writing a book, so it kind of made sense. So now we see Principal Flanders.
I love how they taped over his last name over Skinner's. Yeah. They didn't scrape it off and
they figured he wouldn't last long, right?
Probably.
So, Bart's sent to the principal's office, for what, the 11th time?
In a week.
And he's like, "Well, Bart, ever since I got these peanut butter cups, it seems to be coming in here every hour. Must be a coincidence."
Were you, in your time from 1st through 12th grade, were you ever sent to the principal's office?
Only once.
For?
Semi-fight. And I got a chipped tooth. And no, the guy that I got in a tiff with got the chipped tooth after falling down. But he claimed I pushed him off the stairs, but I didn't really push him off the stairs. And we both got sent to the principal's office. Nothing ever happened to me. I didn't get like detention or suspended or anything, but it's been the only time I was like third grade, I think. I know it was at Jefferson.
I was sent to the principal's office twice. Once when I was in elementary school for something I didn't commit.
Sure.
And the second time was high school. It was sophomore year or freshman year? It was geometry class. And the kid behind me would just not stop bugging me. So I told him to fuck off. And the teacher stopped the class. And because he heard the F word, he's like, already, who said that? Nobody said anything. He's like, well, I'm not going to continue. I'm like, fine, I confessed. He's like, to the principal's office. So I go down to there. The assistant's like, because, I don't think, I don't even know if she knew who I was. And she's like, okay, why are you here? I'm like, because I swore in class. And she's just like, gave me this quizzical look. Just sit there until the bell rings and then go to your next class.
Nice. So Flanders tells Bart that they'll have to dole out some sort of punishment.
Yeah.
Bart just can't keep getting sent to the principal's office.
Yeah. What is this? What do you think this is? Some sort of clubhouse?
And then Bart rattles his glass. And Flanders
what
are we drinking? Slice or Yoo-hoo?
Oh my God. I don't think anybody might. I think a lot of our younger listeners might not know what Slice is because it was discontinued a very long time ago.
Yeah, and Yoo-hoo. Well, Yoo-hoo, does that even exist anymore? Can you go down to the hot chocolate aisle and still find some Yoo-hoo?
I think Yoo-hoo still exists.
Well, I don't know. I guess I haven't really paid attention. I guess it wasn't something I'd look for. But
I'm pretty sure Yoo-hoo is still around.
All right, you check. So
You can still buy Yoo-hoo. They have a website.
Cool. So Skinner's at the laundromat trying to pick out his detergent.
Yep.
And I didn't write the list. I really wanted to, but he's like Buzz.
Oh yeah, he's going through all
Whisk,
the brand name detergents.
Tide, Bold, and then something else is like today I believe I'll try Bold. So Bart skateboards by and stops because he sees Skinner. And Skinner asks, how's school? And, obviously, it's an awkward conversation because Bart was sorry that he got kicked out. And, and Skinner's like, whatever. And so then we see the bullies, run into the laundromat, grab a pair of Skinner's underwear out of his laundry basket. Skinner's like, hey, we got Skinner's underpants. And there's nothing you can do about it, Mr. Ex-Principal. Then the bullies run off.
You skipped over stuff. Because so Bart, has the conversation. Bart tells Skinner it was good to see him. So Seymour decides to invite Bart over. And he's like, do you know where I live? And Bart's like, no. And so we get a flashback of Bart leaving a flaming dog do bag on Skinner's front porch.
Well, we think it's flaming poo. He doesn't say that.
It's a bag that's on fire.
We don't know what's inside of it.
He called the shit poo.
Yeah.
And so then Bart initially tells Skinner he's busy, and then this is when the bullies come
it's
by.
like, that's not true. I could buy a new pair. Skinner looks in his wallet. It's obviously empty because he's broke now. He's like, no, I can't. I needed those. I really did. But I want to bring up something.
Okay.
So Skinner's at the laundromat doing laundry.
Correct.
He also lives with his mother.
Correct.
Does his mother not have a washer and dryer?
Well, we know how strict Agnes is, so maybe she doesn't let him use it.
You think that's what it is?
Well, because when Bart goes to the house, she tells him not to touch the wallpaper.
Yes, but it seems slightly odd that
Or maybe she doesn't have a washer dryer.
then how does she do her laundry?
Skinner does it for her. At the laundromat.
I don't know. I feel like they'd have to have a washer and dryer there.
Why?
I don't know.
Or maybe she has a cleaning service.
I don't know. Well, then she would have the cleaning service do Skinner's laundry.
Well, maybe she doesn't. Maybe that's extra and she doesn't
I don't know. I feel like they'd have a washer and dryer at their house.
I don't know. So, Bart, after seeing the bullies bully Skinner, decides to change his mind to go over to the house. And so he goes over there and he's met by Agnes Skinner. And she's like, don't touch the wallpaper.
Is this the first time we learned that Skinner lives with his mother? Like,
Yes.
actually lives with his mother?
Yes, I believe
Because
so.
we knew he's been a mama's boy.
Yeah.
We knew that already.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we ever knew that he actually physically lived there.
Yeah. So Bart goes up to
Seymour! Your friend Bart is here!
You keep skipping into the future.
No, I know.
Skinner, so, Bart goes up to Skinner's room, he opens the door, and we see Skinner is being a musical conductor to classical music, which, that's kind of a geeky thing to do.
It is, but it's a recording.
Yeah.
And I like how he's like, next time with a little electro. And I'm like, it's a recording, dude!
Well, he is kind of probably going crazy.
Yeah.
And so Skinner offers Bart a diet caffeine-free Dr. Pepper or a fruit cup. And Bart's like, I'll pass.
Is that even a real soda? Diet caffeine free. Wait, is there a diet caffeine free or is it just caffeine free? So isn't it like the rule of thumb, like, okay, there's regular,
Yeah.
there's diet.
No, you can have caffeine-free diet.
Is there caffeine free diet?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's still caffeine in diet soda.
Oh, okay.
And actually, diet soda is worse for you than regular soda.
Yep.
And so now Bart notices a picture on Skinner's mantle, and he's like, oh yeah, that photo was taken shortly before I was shot in the back, which is very strange, because it was during a Bob Hope show. I was trying to get Joey Heatherton to put on some pants, for God's sake.
Who's Joey Heatherton?
Somebody he was in the army with.
Oh.
But yeah, so we learned Skinner was a sergeant. I don't think we knew that.
Well, we knew he was in the war. He always has his flashbacks.
Yeah, but we didn't know he was a sergeant.
Johnny!
But we didn't know he was a sergeant.
I don't know. Didn't we?
I don't know. So I love the fact, so this is where Agnes yells up to Skinner saying that Bart is here. I know, mother. Do you want me to know? You want me to let you know when it's 7:30? No, mother. What's at 7:30?
Dinner time? Bedtime?
Bath time?
Bath time.
Bath time. So now we see Bart and Seymour barbecuing. Seymour's apron that he has on him reads, "Principals do it 9 months a year," which is that's kind of funny. I mean, because now granted, our mom, I don't remember like if our mom really worked in the summertime on her lessons plans or
maybe.
I'm
not sure. Well, no. I mean, I think Mom really had just the time off. I think it was just summer. I think that was about it.
Yeah. And so now, Bart's telling Ned that, or Bart is telling Seymour that Ned eliminated detention.
Yeah, it's like, Ned Flanders actually eliminated detention and put the whole school on the honor system? Yeah, the teachers are afraid to leave the faculty lounge. Oh, that place must be falling apart. Oh, mercy. Nobody mentioned me, have they? I thought I heard someone say your name in the cafeteria, but they might have just been saying skim milk.
So after dinner, Skinner and Bart go to the beach, where Skinner picks up a shell
to listen to the ocean.
But there's a crab in there, and it pinches his ear. So Bart grabs a stick and whacks it off.
That's pretty good.
Now, okay, they barbecued. So is this the next, is this a different night?
Yeah, I'm assuming they're now spending time together over the course of several days.
So Bart and Skinner go to Luigi's, which we get, this is our first appearance of Luigi. And they will make a pizza pie with a topping of your choice. I love how Skinner says this like it's such a revolutionary
I know.
thing.
They'll make a pizza pie with the choice of topping for you. Wow. It's not just cheese anymore. You get a topping now, man.
And Luigi, well, I think Luigi does know who Skinner is.
No, because he's like, hey, who's a Mr. Cuculimancha and some ugly kid?
Well, no, because he asked Skinner if it's his usual one seat.
I know, but when he walks into the kitchen, he says, hey, Sonny, it's Mr. Cuculimancha.
Yeah, he's speaking stupid Italian. That doesn't mean he doesn't know he clearly knows who Skinner is, because Skinner goes in there by himself.
Does he say him by his name? He doesn't call him Skinner.
So he may not know what his name is, but he knows who he is.
Yes. But he obviously doesn't know his name.
That's whatever. So now we cut back to the school, and we see that Enna's class is now a madhouse, And they have locked Martin in a cage hanging from the ceiling.
That's awesome.
Oh my god. And so, Bart and Milhouse are sitting at their desks. Well, Milhouse is like laying on top of it with his shirt off, and he's squirting ketchup all over himself because kids. And Milhouse is like, I'm enjoying myself. I'm not, I haven't been learning, but I'm also forgetting stuff I used to know.
That's probably not good.
No.
I mean, even when we had substitute teachers, we goofed off a little bit, or it was movie day because the substitute didn't want to really teach anything. Yeah. I felt like I was always still learning something, even though.
I will say in high school there was this for econ, our senior econ class. They made the actual teacher. There was one of the groups of kids made the teacher cry. It was the easiest senior class you could take. Like, literally, you didn't have to do shit. I didn't even have to take the final. It was so easy. And they made the teacher cry.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Where was even Edna at the time? Was she even in the class?
No, she was hiding in the closet.
Or locked in the faculty lounge.
So, Bart tells Milhouse that they've gone too far. And
we need to get Skinner back.
And Martin's like, my water dish is empty. My water dish is empty.
Oh, that's so good. And so we see Skinner middle of the, dawn, nighttime, walking up to the school and just remembering, all the good times he used to have.
Because of you, Mr. Skinner, I can read.
Yeah.
And then Ralph.
Yeah.
I got
car sick in your office. That sounds like a Ralph thing.
Yeah.
And so, Bart goes to visit Skinner one more time.
Yep.
And we see that Skinner left a note because, obviously he's left and he's like, Dear Bart, your friendship during this difficult time will not be forgotten. However, I've decided to return to the only thing that besides school that's ever given my life meaning. I've re-enlisted in the United States Army. Sincerely, Sergeant Seymour Skinner. Now, most people that leave the Army usually go on to do other things, whether they're discharged or whatever, go on to other things. I don't know many of them that re-enlist.
I mean, and he saw war. Like, he saw action. Those kind of guys
usually don't want to go back.
Like, if you were like a cook or like a mechanic and then you left and you're like, I'm going to go back, maybe hone my skills, something else.
Yeah.
But here, he has no direction.
Yeah.
So maybe he's like, I saw action. I'm never going to see action again. I'm too old for that.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, so Bart's obviously sad because, this is such a side of Bart that I don't know if we ever see again.
Oh, I think we see it again.
But he's just depressed now because a friend of... having a grown-up as a friend is weird in of itself, but he's sad, so he heads over to Luigi's. Yep. And Luigi tells Bart his cook will cheer him up. And Luigi goes back into the back room. He's like, hey, the ugly kid is back. Give the ugly kid a plate of the red crap.
Wow.
So just a plate of sauce?
Oh my god.
No noodles? No noodles or anything? Just a plate of sauce?
Oh god.
And so now we get to Fort Springfield. And we see, Skinner's now being in charge of the recruits. Yep. And so the bus shows up. And Hayseed number 1 gets out of the bus. Hi, where do I get my grenades at? And then the second guy comes off the bus. They don't have them group turlets here no more, do they?
Oh, God. Yeah, they're Hicks.
Are they talking about, the
toilets.
Troughs? The troughs at Wrigley Field?
Yeah.
Do they still have the troughs at Wrigley Field?
They got rid of those a long time ago.
Did they?
Oh, yeah. They've been gone for 10 years.
Really? I guess I haven't been to a bathroom have I never gone to the bathroom at Wrigley Field? I feel like they still have the troughs.
They don't.
I mean, it's been about a couple years since we've been to Wrigley.
Yeah. No, they do. No, they haven't had the troughs in a long time.
So, yes, folks, in the past, there were group turlets.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all peed in one trough. Oh my god. What times we lived in.
Yeah.
And so, Homer and Marge meet with Ned to share their concerns on how the school's being run.
Well, Marge is there to share her concerns. Homer is there to eat the peanut butter cups.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if Bart came home saying, "Hey, Homer, they got peanut butter cups at the principal's office." He's like, "Marge, we got to figure out what's going on at this school, man. Something's not right." And then they go to share their concerns.
Yeah.
So we cut back to the army facility, and Skinner says, he's taking it easy because his dad...
Oh, no. This is Ned.
You wrote this
wrote
wrong.
that. I did. Yeah, no, because Ned is explaining to Homer and Marge.
Yeah, thank you for writing this incorrectly.
You could have fixed it.
I didn't know what you were talking about. So, anyway, Flanders has a, kind of a deal to do with the school.
Laissez-faire.
Yeah, so the school is being run the way it's run because Ned had a hard life with his beatnik parents.
Hard life.
And so Ned reminisces about, how hard his dad was on him when Ned was a boy. Yeah. And we see Ned as a child spilling ink on a bunch of papers. And Ned's like, whoopsie doodle. And Ned's father, who is a beatnik, walks up. Oh, man, Ned spilled ink all over my poems. He's a real flat tire. I mean, a Q, man. He's putting us on a train to Squaresville, man.
I think you're already there, bro. You're already there.
Oh, that's so good. I mean, that's a really good. Now we know why Ned is so friendly. But we did we learn though? Okay, so in the party episode where they have the party with Maude and everyone, we learned that Ned was a mixologist in college.
Yeah.
So somewhere between him being this hard life kid and he goes off to college, becomes a party animal apparently, and then finds God and becomes the Ned Flanders we know and love today.
Yeah. So it probably wasn't because of his dad he's been so lenient.
No, I don't think so. And so now we cut back to the army place, and Skinner and his recruits are singing a march.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I know, thank you. And his recruits are singing, I met a woman in Paris, France, had a big hole in her underpants. And Skinner stops so much. Wait. Where did you pick up that filth? We heard Sergeant Clark's company singing it, sir. Yes, will there be no smut in my company? You're in this man's army to learn. And they start marching again, and they start singing, I don't know, but I've been told the Parthenon is mighty old. How old? We don't know. Well, that's real good, but needs improvement. So if you guys don't know, the Parthenon was an old...
Isn't it the Parthenon?
Or the Parthenon. Pantheon?
Parthenon.
Yeah, let's go Parthenon.
There's an R there for
there
sure.
Is. And so the Parthenon is an old Greek mythology building, and there's a version of it actually in Nashville. So if you guys ever go to Nashville, you can see the fake version of the Parthenon down there.
First of all, it's not a mythological thing.
No, it's real.
The Parthenon is a former temple on the Athenian Acropolis in Greece, dedicated to the goddess Athena, whom the people of Athens considered their patroness.
Yes, but that's more mythology than the place. The place is real.
Yes.
So okay,
well, you didn't
sure.
The
place is real. The mythology of why it's there is a myth. Myth.
Yes.
And so now we see that. Bart, it's obviously Mrs. Skinner.
Yep.
He's at his house, in his room. Is he in Lisa's room or his room?
I think they're downstairs.
Are they downstairs?
Yeah.
I could have sworn they were in Lisa's room. Maybe not. But Lisa's like, I think you need Skinner, Bart. Everyone needs a nemesis. Sherlock Holmes has his Dr. Moriarty. Mountain Dew has his Mellow Yellow. Even Maggie has that baby with the one eyebrow.
Which I think we've seen...
No, this is the first appearance.
Well, this is the first... I was going to say, after this first appearance, we
see the baby with the one eyebrow a little bit more.
Oh, God.
And, Mountain Dew and Mellow Yellow were, butt heads, man.
Well, because Mellow Yellow was Coke, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I didn't prefer Mellow Yellow. I preferred Mountain Dew. It tasted better.
I mean, Sundrop is superior to both of them, so...
I never heard of it.
Sundrop?
No.
You've never heard of Sundrop?
Never had it. I mean, maybe I've seen it in passing in a grocery store and thought it was like one of those low.
Sundrop is made in Wisconsin.
Oh. So low product. Got it. Like Miller or something.
You can piss off our fans. I'm not going to say that.
So now we cut back to Fort Springfield, which is the proud home of Secret Civilian Mail Opening Project. So, yes.
Now it's not a secret anymore.
Nope, not anymore. But obviously, all those letters that filter through the government go there. They get opened. Yes. Now, don't they open mail at like penitentiaries before they get to...
Yes.
So, I mean, maybe...
But this is civilian. Those are prisoners.
All right.
Now, okay. I do believe, and obviously, again, they're not technically civilians because they're in Congress, but I'm pretty sure anything sent to anybody at Congress, doesn't even matter if it's a letter from your grandmother.
Yeah,
they open that shit.
Too. Yep. Okay, hey man, the whole anthrax scare back in the 90s. Was that the 90s?
Yeah, that was the 90s. Yeah. I do vaguely remember that because that was like late 90s.
So you got to open your mail. They're not spying on you. They're making sure anthrax isn't in your envelopes.
Maybe I want the
Yeah. and so we see Bart go to the fort, and guard doesn't stop him. Just right on in.
And so now we see Skinner and his recruits, and Skinner's having them firing off mortars, and Skinner's like watching where they land, and after the third one lands, he sees Bart, biking over the range, and he's like, man on range, change your trajectory. So all the recruits fire their mortars in the opposite direction. And
why wouldn't you just not drop them in the thing?
Well, have you seen these recruits?
Yeah, fair enough.
So then we cut to the Quickie Mart, who they just had 16 gas pumps recently installed, so they compete with the Gas and Gulp.
Yep.
Which, have we seen the Gas and Gulp yet?
There's a Gas and Gulp in The Simpsons?
Yeah.
There's a Pump and Munch in Minnesota. They should change the Quickie Mart to the Pump and Munch.
No, they shouldn't. So, no, there's a Gas and Gulp. I just don't know if we've seen it up to this point yet. And so, then Apu hears like a whistling sound, and he looks up, and we cut to Bart and Skinner walking, by some barracks, I think, and they're talking. And a giant K lands near them to allude to the fact they blew up the Quickie Mart. Now, here's the thing. Nobody's dead.
Nope. They've all survived. Even the Quickie Mart survived.
Well, maybe they rebuilt the Quickie Mart. But Apu and Sanjay survived.
Yep, they're invincible.
Just like The Simpsons. And so, Skinner tells Bart he does want to be principal again. And Bart says he can get Flanders fired. And Skinner tells Bart, if I come back, we can't be friends anymore unless you become a good student. And Bart's like, yeah, that's probably never going to happen.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not going to try.
And Skinner's like, well, we'll always have the laundromat. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we cut to the Simpsons house where Bart is pacing around his room and Homer is sitting on Bart's bed, and Skinner walks in. And so, Skinner's like, why is he here? And Bart's like, oh, when he heard that Skinner, we were going to get Ned fired, he insisted on being there.
Well, yes.
And so Bart goes, all right, here's the plan. Once Chalmers comes for his next inspection and sees how crappy the school has gotten, he'll fire Ned on the spot. One question remains. How do I get out of the Army? Bart, no problemo. Just make a pass at your commanding officer.
Done and done.
And I mean done. God. Oh God. So I know this I don't know if they've released it by the time we've recorded, but it came out that Disney Plus was going to abandon 32 episodes from the Simpsons lineup on Disney Plus. I kind of wonder if this might be one of them because of that line.
No.
You don't think so?
No, they're not going to do it because of a line.
I mean, things have been canceled for less.
Yeah, but it's The Simpsons. You'll never stop The Simpsons.
That's true. So, yeah, that's how, well, and of course the whole Skinner making a pass at a commanding officer is the whole don't ask, don't tell.
Yep.
Thing in the Army. And so I love how Marge knocks on the door. Hey, what's going on in there?
Nothing.
So now we go to the school. Bart is showing Chalmers his classroom, and he's like, you fired Skinner for less.
And Martin's in his cage, bringing in the sheaves, ironing his shirt in his cage.
And so, yeah, Bart tells Chalmers he fired Skinner for less, and Chalmers like, yeah, but he really bugged me.
Yeah.
And so Ned comes over the loudspeaker, and he's like, thank the Lord for another beautiful day. And
Chalmers is like, no, God has no place within these walls. Just like facts have no place within organized religion. Simpson, you get your wish. Flanders is history.
Yeah, for anybody who doesn't realize it, separation of church and state.
Yes.
Public schools are considered state.
Even though they still sing the Pledge of Allegiance.
I mean, say it.
What did
Chant
I say?
it. You said sing.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, because one nation
under God. Yeah.
Well, by the way, that under God part was added in like the 40s, I think.
Yeah. So, but they still do the Pledge of Allegiance in schools to this day?
Yeah, they do.
So then, then God has no place within these walls.
Well, we shouldn't be saying it.
Yeah, I know.
We're not gonna get into it. So Ned is saying thanks for everything, and he's like, get out of here, church boy. And Leopold asks Chalmers.
No, Flanders is like, may God bless and keep you, or something like that. He's like, get outside, church boy.
And so Leopold asks Chalmers if it's a good idea to give Skinner his old job back. And Chalmers is like, yeah, he seems to know the children's name, because Skinner is like pointing out each kid to like do something.
Yeah.
Spit out that gum. Tuck in that shirt.
Yep.
Get good grades. And so Bart and Skinner have a meeting in the hallway. And Bart's like, well, I guess we're enemies again. Yep. And so they hug. And Bart puts a kick me sign on Skinner's back to show that they've gone back to their old ways.
Yep.
And Bart, and Seymour has put a teach me sign on Bart's back. And he walks away.
Oh, that was good.
That's fantastic.
So episode 100, I mean, I'm at 5, everything's coming up, Millhouse. I mean, for season 5, I don't think this is my favorite of season 5, but this is still a fantastic episode. I love the fact that we learn a little bit more about Skinner.
Yeah.
Bart does something very out of character for Bart, becomes a friend of the principal.
But he's not the principal anymore. But
no. Yeah, I mean, befriends Skinner, no less. I mean, that's something, Bart's not a bully, bad kid.
Yeah.
Or what would you call him? Maybe troublemaker.
Troublemaker
Would actually do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just something that's so out of character that it's good. It's awesome. I mean, the Quickie Mart scene where they blow up the Quickie. I mean, that I remember that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Willie stuff is fantastic too. I mean, just everything about these scenes, and once again, kind of like we mentioned in episode 99, straight up storyline, just one solid story, and that's why I think Simpsons hit their stride so well. 5 through 10 is because I would say the majority of them are single storylines. There's not they're not A and B, and that's where I think the Simpsons finally were like, yeah, we're not going to celebrate meaningless milestones. We know we're awesome. Yeah. So that's where I'm going to leave it. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's a 5 for me for the episode. 1 for Disney Plus in that misspelling in the recap. I have to ding them for that. No, 5 for the episode. Everything's coming up, Millhouse. It's such a fantastic story. The jokes just land. Make way for Willie. I said make way for Willie.
Yeah.
It's just so good. I think you said it all. I mean, I love the Quickie Mart scene where Apu is yelling at Skinner for reinventing Jurassic Park. Just worse. With a worse name, and it's so good. This episode comes on, I'm watching it.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a must watch episode for me. I'm probably gonna agree with you. It's probably not my favorite of
season 5.
It's top 5.
Yes, yeah,
sure.
I would say
and
that.
And I know, as we've gone through season 5, I've given probably more 5s than you have.
Yes,
for sure. Because
I've given my fair share of 4s just because they haven't, hit the notes that they have
for you.
Yes,
but I think season 5 of all the seasons I've seen, probably top 5 seasons.
Yeah.
easy top 5 for me for overall seasons. I know we're still a few episodes away from the end of the season, but it's great. I love it. It's a great episode.
So let's finish it out with our character profile. And this week we have Super Nintendo Chalmers. Superintendent Chalmers. His occupation, superintendent of Springfield schools. So Springfield Elementary, middle, and I'm assuming high school.
Do we ever see a Springfield middle school?
I don't think we do. We got high school and elementary school. No middle, so they jump. They go from elementary to high school.
They go from 5th to 9th?
Yeah, exactly. Demeanor, as threatening as a school official can possibly be. Although I think that's more Leopold.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I think that's the only appearance of Leopold.
There might be one more.
Okay, we'll have to keep an eye out for
I think there might be one more. But Chalmers, he's as grumpy as can be.
Yeah.
But he does get nice every once in a while.
Yeah.
His least favorite place, Springfield Elementary School.
Well, they have ugly, ugly children.
Exactly. Often shouts, Skinner! Surprising behavior. He sometimes believes Skinner's lame excuses.
Yeah.
And I am not going to spoil this now, but we will get to that.
Did we just think
I think we think the same thing. Yep. He dates Skinner's mom.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why he probably hates Skinner even more.
Probably.
Because, you hate your kid, your girlfriend's kids.
Yes.
You're supposed to hate them.
Yes.
I think. Anyway, so thank you again for being with us for episode 100. And for the next 100, be sure to be with us as well, because we've got so much more to come. So be sure to check us out on our social media on Facebook, The Simpsons Did It Podcast, on Instagram, The Simpsons Did It Pod. And on those two platforms, remember, we are giving away a prize for episode 100. So be sure to follow the instructions below. We'll run it all week long. And then on Saturday night, I will pick a winner and get your address, and I will mail you said prize. Okay, next, Twitter, Simpsons Did It PC. If you'd like to donate to our podcast, come check us out on buymeacoffee.com/Simpsons Did It. And the reason why you'd want to donate is things for like the prizes we're giving away. We need sort of funding to give said prizes away.
Yes.
And also we'll give you some stickers just for donating as well. So head over there. And then go to YouTube, search our channel, The Simpsons Did It Podcast. Be sure to subscribe to our channel so we can finally get a URL so I can stop telling you to search on YouTube. We're at only 50 subscribers right now, so we do need a few more.
We're halfway there.
Halfway there. Let's try to get to 100. It'd be fantastic. I'd love it.
Yeah.
And then lastly, we have a phone number for you to call. I should almost make the thing to call us. Almost. The contest. We call our number to make them join the contest.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Well, by the time you're listening to this episode, we should have figured it out already. Anyway, so we have a phone number you can call, 612-584-0986. You can call and leave a message of what you think of the show, what you like about it, things we could be doing better, comments, concerns, all that fun jazz. At the beginning of the thing, we have a voicemail left by the one and only Jaden LeBron, who voices Krusty on it, so definitely take a listen to that, because you're definitely going to want to hear it. So, until next time, I'm Steven Skolansky.
And I'm Mr. 100, Robert Skolansky.
And this has been The Simpsons Did It.
Shh.